Hello, my friends. How are you doing? I'm in this beautiful room here doing my quarantine, and I feel I have to do a video just to show you the conditions that I'm in and do I experience any freedom. So I'm at this Marriott Hotel, Hong Kong Ocean Park, and it's pretty fancy hotel, and I'm paying the price for it definitely. But it's you don't have really have a choice because I only booked it like a couple of weeks before I decided to come back, and I have many things to take care of as usual in Hong Kong, and Hong Kong is still my main residence. And can you see all these notices at the back? So now you have to staying here in the hotel. You have to play by the rules, and the hotel doesn't make the rules. The Hong Kong government. So every morning you still have to take this stupid COVID test and show the results by 9:30 in the morning, and you have to do that every day. And by the fifth day you stay here, the health department will actually come here and do a test on you, and they do a PCR test or something to make sure you don't have it. And I heard if you test positive on the fifth day, you'd be sent to a government appointed what do you call that, the quarantine center, which is it sucks. So my room is really super messy, and it's pretty lonely actually doing the quarantine myself. So 7 days, it sounds doesn't sound like that long, but it's pretty bad because I'm just all by myself, right, guys? And here are all the warnings I'll show you. And it just says if you open the door, you got to put a mask on. Leaving the room will be breaching the quarantine, and they will be fined like 25,000 and imprisonment for 6 months. And I think some people got really thrown into jail for leaving your room, and it's pretty serious. And you got the health department, and then the checkout arrangements, because you can't just go down and check out. And whoever's done the 7 day, you have to report. They have to report to the health department and be okay with it. And you can see all these things here. See, they stuck all these. I noticed they stuck all this plastic here. See, a plastic so the germs don't stick on. And the worst thing is you can't open any windows. So, and this machine, you can't turn it off. You're not allowed to. And the room is just circulating, water, air. Sorry, just circulating air. And I have a cold since I got here, and every day I've seen that my cold it's not going away. And luckily, I got my coffee machine here today. I got it from the States last time, and I got a big adapter to make it 110 watts. And this guy has really saved me for awesome coffee. And somehow, oh, that's nice. So I bring my own coffee beans here. The Starbucks caramel, and this Lavetza. This is one of my favorite. The Lavetza premium roast. So this is really one of my favorite blends of coffee. I really like that. Let me have another cup. Sip. Okay, so there's no microwave. You're not allowed to have a microwave. They said for health reasons and all that. You just allow just one kettle. And there's a fridge. Let's check out the fridge. And that's all the stuff I got. And most important, I got my cheese here. And there's some salad I saved up in case, and some fruit, and some milk. I think these milk went bad really quick. And these are berry juice they give you. And these are the things. And you can't just casually throw away your trash. They give you a bag, and they give you instructions here. So this is for your linen, and this one is for your garbage. So this is the rules for the garbage. So you have to seal it up and put it outside your door at what time, just to keep everything insane. And another thing I want to tell you is this key here. They only allow to use it once. So once you get in your room, if you go outside, you'll be locked out. So it just encourages you to stay in your room, I guess. So there's a king size bed here, and and every day there's so many of these to go boxes. And to be honest, I'm just in my room. I don't really have an appetite, and I eat less than half of it. And today I just ate some instant ramen, and it's so wasteful. And I'm trying to save these containers, but I use some soap to clean it. But the soap smell is really bad, so I can't really keep it anymore because I have to throw that away. It's really smelly, like smelling like soap. So today is a super hot day. It's like 105 degrees with 90% humidity. And let's open the blind and check out the view outside. Today is really, really hot. So that's Ocean Park station out there, the MTR. So you can come here by the MTR directly to the hotel, and that's the main entrance of Ocean Park. What do you think, guys? Pretty nice. So this area that I'm living in is the south side of the Hong Kong island, and I like living my apartment is still on the south side island too, because it's less dense. There's more trees or whatever that you can enjoy more of a nature than in the middle of a city. Like if you live in Causeway Bay, Wan Chai, there's so much traffic, so much pollution, and it's really bad. So here is the view, and it's so hot. I really have to turn the AC down, and you see the windows. You can't open. It's locked, so you can't even get some fresh air outside. So that really sucks. Okay, let me close the shade first. So this shade is automatic, and there's a blackout shade too. You can shut down. So this is my bed here, and there's a little bit of snacks I have. Sometimes I just lie down, too lazy to move, and I brought some of the licorice with me. These are chocolate filled ones, really delicious. But I don't know, my family hates that licorice stuff, and I think a lot of Asian people that I met, my friends, when you say, "Oh, you want some licorice?" they'll just say, "Yeah, it's disgusting" and all that. But I don't know, I really like having licorice. It's really nice. So anyway, this is a brief tour of this expensive room that I have to stay here. I have no choice. And as you know, summer holidays has started, and like everywhere, and especially in UK, all the students are coming in, and the hotel rooms are just completely overbooked. And it's really sad seeing the airport, and I took some spy videos of the airport when I arrived. So later on, when I have time, when my senses come together, because I'm like in this quarantine isolated mood, and which isn't fun, but I feel I have to show you something and just keep in touch. And so here's all my snacks, and this is good. I got it from Costco before I left, so if I wanted something to munch on, these are really nice. And I got these individually packed beef jerky, which is good. So you guys think I'm a pig, right? Bringing all these snacks, but I'm just trying to keep myself occupied. But there's not much I can keep myself occupied when you're stuck in this room, and there's nothing you can do. Later on, I'm gonna upload this video, But today is Sunday, Hong Kong. So you guys are like Saturday midnight, like that, Saturday midnight time, I guess. And yeah, so by Sunday, you guys are gonna see this video, and hopefully a few more hours, I'll be out of here. Yep. And you have to pack up everything and leave, and you have to clear everything out of the hotel. Yeah, and luckily my friend, one of the business partners, they own this hotel, so they get me the reservation in, so which was really good, because before, if you want to get any reservation, you gotta buy an air ticket, have the confirmation number, everything before they make a reservation for any hotel. But they are just nice enough for me to say, just tell me any date you want to come and stay, and they'll just make arrangements. So that was easier for me to get in, and they arranged me today, letting me get out of this hotel, one of the first person to get out, because it might take you an hour or an hour and a half just to check out, because they have to go through all these measures, steps before you can check out, so they have to do one by one, to get out. So I'm one on the first on the list. Yeah, so this is one of the things I really like living in Hong Kong. Friends, and they help you out, and that's one of the beauties here. Like in North America, they'll just say you're just like anybody else, you gotta wait, you gotta line up, but it's one of the reasons I really like staying here. But unfortunately, it's like hotels are a little bit expensive, but I guess that's life. And remember the one I did last year that we had to quarantine 21 days? That hotel already went out of business because service, everything was so bad. The reviews were just terrible. So they went out of business. And this Marriott Hotel in Ocean Park is one of the top tier hotels, and it's a pretty brand new hotel, and they have 1, 2, 3 phases, okay? But they're not getting any business because there's no tourists coming into Hong Kong, and they're really suffering because they invested so much building the hotel and all that. So they decided, now the first and second phase is quarantine hotel, and they're gonna convert the third phase to a quarantine hotel too, and they're just gonna do 100% on quarantine hotel. Yeah, and the meals, what you get a menu. So from Monday to Sunday, the food is on the set menu, and you either get Western or Asian food. So they go through on the phone. Oh, okay, Monday, Tuesday, we want Asian breakfast, you want Asian lunch, you want Asian dinner. So every day they'll arrange your lunch, but it's only two, Chinese and Western. But I'm just pretty bored about the food, And today they had like pasta with the shrimp pasta, which is nice, but I don't know, I lost my appetite. I don't feel like eating. I'll show you, I didn't even touch the thing. And I'll save this for later when I check out, because I don't like to waste the food either, right? Here, let me put this camera, guys. If I can open it. Okay, so this is what I had for lunch. So this is the shrimp with tomato pasta. So I just don't feel like having any of this. And they give you you can have a choice of 7-Up or whatever, and they give you a salad. And I didn't even eat the salad. And they had a cream of spinach soup. So I had the spinach soup, and they give you a roll. And the roll is just in a plastic bag like that. And they give you a butter like that. Yeah, I don't know, you just don't feel like eating here. Like, yeah. And my friends, bringing me food and stuff like that. My friend bought me some of this Chinese style bread. So this is a sausage bread. You see a little wiener inside. She's really nice to me. She got me some, I don't know whatever that called. I'm sure there's a lot of butter in it. Tastes yummy. So these are the little snacks my friend brought me, so I can have it for my coffee in the afternoon or something like that. So basically, yeah, this is my room here. Very messy room. Apologize, for not tidying up. You tend to be a little bit down staying here, especially when you don't have choices, of anything. Life sucks, especially when you're just by yourself, right? And at least I can talk to you guys, keep me entertained, and show you what's it like here. And by the way, on the 11th of this month, which is on Monday, Macau is going through full lockdown again. It's just like when the first time you guys experienced COVID, like a couple of years ago. So they are closing down all the hotels, all the public facilities. They're closing down all the casinos. They're closing down everything, and everybody is supposed to stay home. They're gonna have random police on the street searching you, and they're gonna find, ask you why are you outside. You're not supposed to go out. You're supposed to only go out for essential services. So now, as we talk, the supermarkets, everything is just people are just grabbing whatever they need. So they are doing this lockdown for 2 weeks in Macau. Gee, I'm lucky I'm not in Macau, right? And they're doing it over this Omicron because in Macau, people are, how can I say, they listen to the mainland Chinese government a lot more than the Hong Kongers. Hong Kongers always fight for anything they're trying to impose, and pretty much, you probably seen all the protests and all that. Macau, you never seen any protests or anything, right? So Macau, they're going to be a lockdown for 2 weeks to cut the Omicron because they believe, mainland China, the zero COVID policy, they're still going at it. And Hong Kong, they just relieved a little bit because there was like 100 airlines were banned from coming to Hong Kong because of the Omicron. Now they even cancel that. So now they're even considering canceling the hotel stay quarantine or shortening the quarantine thing because they might say, nothing's happening, we don't need the tourists, we don't need anything, it's not affecting. But let me tell you, a lot of expats from major companies are moving out. They're all going to Singapore, and it's not good. And Hong Kong, it's the financial hub of Asia, and if they keep on playing this zero COVID game, they're gonna lose everything. And talking about mainland China, in Beijing, Shanghai, everybody is afraid. They have no confidence in their government anymore. So if they can escape the city, they escape. And they just had rumors they're going to lock down the city again and all that. Everybody's rushing to the train station to catch a bullet train. And they found out all the public transport, the government is closing. And you find people walking on the highway just trying to escape the city. I don't know what the world is coming to, right? It's just crazy. So I just have to work with whatever the law is in Hong Kong. So luckily, when I'm out here today, tomorrow, I can experience freedom. And after that, I only had 2 COVID shots, and I have to get another one because if you don't have three COVID shots, and you can't prove it, you can't even dine in a restaurant now in Hong Kong. So I'm forced to do this COVID shot. But luckily, they gave me a paper. They exempt me for a couple of weeks to get that thing, injected. And the other thing, talk about the injection. I took the Pfizer shot, and in mainland China, lots of expats are leaving in flocks. They don't want to deal with the lockdown anymore. It's just too terrifying. And another thing is that they don't recognize Pfizer and the Moderna injection. They only recognize the Chinese vaccine, and that's a major problem because a lot of people that has the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines, they don't recognize it, so they treat you as unvaccinated. Think about how much problems that would be because you have to go around with your QR code and anything like that. Last time I was talking about the banks. Remember, the banks owing so much money because these people will be borrowing so much money from these banks and all that, and now all business are just collapsing, bankrupt, and they can't pay the bank. And the thing is, all these citizens have their money deposited in these major banks, and they're trying to get their money out, right? So now they came out with a trick, is that when they go to these banks, suddenly the QR code on their app will say red, so you can't enter that area. So people, the citizens are just, they say, what the hell's going on? They're just really, really upset this thing happened. And you saw my other picture I showed you on the Patreon that the former prime minister got assassinated, and believe me, there's so much celebration going on in China, and it's sickening, and even some reporters said, "Oh yeah, it's just sad and all that," and they got so much grief for having sympathizing, or feeling sorry for the loss, and these 50 cent armies just attack them nonstop, and it's crazy, and that's really disgusting. It's the wars are ugly, everywhere in the world they have wars and all that, and you know it's just sad, the history, behind all these things. But when someone gets assassinated, you don't go celebrate, right? So anyways, so that's my take on that. And I don't want to make it public. I don't want to do a vlog on this thing and just talking about this kind of thing is sensitive, especially I'm living here now, and you do really need to keep your mouth shut, because they're still arresting people from the 2019 protests. They're still arresting them, finding all these bullshit excuses. I think there's two former parties that got dissolved. They are arresting these two guys because they are selling the mask, the yellow mask, that it's not in class or something. They say these are just bogus masks. They're not medical masks and all that. So they just find some excuse to arrest them. So this is basically happening in Hong Kong every day. And I think since beginning of this year, there's already more than 130,000 people that left Hong Kong permanently to UK, because UK are offering them residence after you stay 5 years. So even get this overseas passport, you can apply for it in Hong Kong. So a lot of people think, oh, it's really good, sell everything here in Hong Kong and then just go to UK and start a new life. But I think I have been around the world. It doesn't sound, it's not that of a good deal, going to a foreign place, foreign land, and starting up all over again. Since you're established in Hong Kong, right? And they're gonna have a very difficult life at the beginning, and I wish them all well. But for me, I still think, besides of politics, I think Hong Kong is still the best opportunity to make a living, because of the the people around me, the friends and all that, and the acceptance rate, so which is good. I hope I talked enough. Not talking too much things. It's interesting for you guys to listen. To know what's going on, and I sold my apartment in Hong Kong, so I have to move out within a few days. So it's gonna be really intense, and I think it's a good decision to sell out, because I'll be paying a mortgage with increased mortgage rates, and I know the property prices isn't gonna go up for these few years. So there's no point of me keep on paying the mortgage and all that and spending on. Better to just sell it and find newer opportunities to invest on. That's my take on the economy, because around the world it's not doing too well, especially China. You can see, right? So anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I just want to share my thoughts, what's going on with me. And today is the last day of me in this hotel, in this little jail, a nice jail, but it's just super lonely staying by myself, right? So take care, you guys, stay safe out there, and talk to you guys later. And do comment, because I always read your comment, and sometimes I'm a little bit late or just feel in the bad mood, or I just kind of late replying on your comments, so I do apologize, and I'll get back to all those comments because I read them all the time. 100% I read all your comments. Okay, bye bye guys.